Inside this bag, we have one of the cheapest wet vacs I've ever seen. Even at a time when the cost of everything is going through the roof, I still cannot believe I've managed to bag myself a £27.99 wet vac from Lidl. The biggest question is though, does it suck? And I mean that in the best way possible, because for this price, is it a genuine bargain, or have I basically bought a bucket with a hose? Let's find out. It's time to get everything out of this tiny box, and I was surprised just how many items managed to squeeze in here. You get the drum itself. Now this is only 12 litres, which means it's a bit on the small side. However, they give you a 2-metre suction hose, 2 filters, along with 4 casters. Right, let's talk specs. This machine is rated at 1200 watts, which means on paper it's plenty powerful enough for most jobs, and we will find out in a moment's time if that is the case. But one thing that I'm not really sure on, it's the 4-metre power cable. You've got to bear in mind, if you are using this, let's say outside to clean your car, there's no question about it, you are going to need an extension lead. But then again, am I just being too harsh? I mean, I did pay less than 28 quid for it. The wet vac comes with storage for your accessories to go on and a chain to stop you getting a static shock. And I feel for the price they've definitely smashed it, but it does have one more party piece. One thing I'd like to point out is it's not just a wet vac or a dry vac, it's also a blower as well. So in the summer months, if you're trying to dry your car on the outside and you're struggling because you've got water in all the little gaps and crevices, I think this will come in very handy. So we've got 3 key areas we'd like to try out today. So let's start it off with test number 1. Right, so what we're going to do first of all is a dry vac experiment. See what it's like on just typical carpets, cleaning up any dry dirt which is embedded in there. So for this, we need to make sure that we've got the dry filter along with the bag secured in there. This really is tiny. I think I can get on with this because I like small vacuum cleaners. I don't like having things that are too massive that you've got to lump around with you wherever you go, because it can be quite annoying. There we go, filters on, just got to get the bag in, and then we should be good to go. Immediately after switching it on, I was taken back because it did something I wasn't expecting. It's quite hard to put it into words just how powerful this feels, and look, long term, is it going to carry on performing like this? I don't know, but my first impressions, I mean, just look at this. I'm going to get really close to the camera. I'm going to turn it on, so I'll probably dial the audio down because it is quite loud. But have a look at this. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is good. That is seriously powerful. I'm actually blown away by that. So what I've just done is given it a quick blast with the vacuum cleaner. Now, considering this is that horrible nylon weave carpet that literally hooks onto everything, I think it's done a terrific job of getting rid of most of the loose dirt. Considering that's the type of mat we're dealing with, I'm very impressed. My only area of criticism so far is the volume of it. It's very, very loud. So if you are going to be using it for a long period of time, you are probably better off having some ear defenders. The Audi A6 was in a shameful condition, so I thought I'd give it a quick clean out. And Audis typically have better interior fabric, so it took a matter of seconds to collect the loose dirt. Even on pet hair, it managed to pick up a vast amount without any real struggle. This really is a great vacuum, but it does have its drawbacks. I mean, being corded, it's not exactly something you can take with you on the go. However, I do have a solution, and it comes in the form of a portable cordless vacuum from Fantic. This is the Fantic Slim V10 Apex. It's a seriously handy little device that makes keeping your car clean much easier without having to drag out the big vacuum every time. And just because it's small, that doesn't mean it isn't powerful. This is a 4-in-1 multi-functioning car tool, which means that it can vacuum, blow, inflate and deflate all from one compact device. The kit comes with 10 accessories including crevice tools, brush attachments and a pet brush, making it really useful for interior cleaning. It's small enough to keep in most door pockets, but still powerful enough for those quick cleanups. The Slim Apex comes with 2 suction modes, and you can get up to 40 minutes of runtime, which is pretty impressive for something this compact. It also comes with USB-C charging, so if your car has a USB-C port or even a cigarette lighter adapter, you can charge it whilst you're on the go. And that means you've always got power there whenever you need it. And thanks to my discount code, you can save up to 33% off on the Fantic website. Visit the link in the pinned comment below and grab one today. It's fair to say the Parkside Wet Vac sailed through the first test, but now we have another challenge, and I think this is where it's going to really put it to the test, because as you can see here, we have got a filthy car mat. So I'd like to extract all that dirt out so we can revive it back to looking new again. However, there is a slight issue, because although this is a wet vac and technically you can still suck all the water up, we don't have a chemical tank built into the machine, so we can't have something like I've got in my hand. This is what you'd find on a normal carpet extractor. Pump the chemicals into the mats, let it dwell, and then suck it back up. But because we have a very budget machine, we can't do all that. So we need to try and come up with the next best thing. So my plan of action is simple. We're going to take a spray bottle with some carpet cleaner inside, and we're going to use an old brush. Funnily enough, this comes from a Henry Hoover. And what I'd like to do, before we do that, we need to make sure that we're giving it a dry vac first, and then we're going to swap the filters over. But then after that, we're going to saturate the mats with the chemical, let it dwell, give it a good brush, and then we're going to extract some of that water and the chemicals back up again. And hopefully, we're going to have a mat that looks as good as new. There we go. Nice and basic. It's actually done a very good job, to be fair. It's just some of the dirt that's really embedded in. Bearing in mind, with driver's mats, you're going to find it's always worn down here, so you are going to be treading that dirt into there. And unfortunately, some of the things that you might tread in can bleach it, so there's always going to be a patch that we might not be able to get out. As you can see, it's almost worn all the way through, but we'll see how far we can go anyway. After a quick spray and a brush, I was ready to extract. Well, not quite. Right, let's go for a filter swap. Let's just pull this hose off for a second, make my life easier. So you're just going to take, oh my word. I really wasn't expecting that. I need to pull the camera in to show you just how much, I've only hoovered up a little bit of dirt. No way, that's incredible. Okay. Oh, I see what's happened here. Okay, I've made a terrible mistake. Okay, so when I put the Hoover bag in, I don't think I put it in properly because it's come out and it's made a big fat mess all over my bucket, but even worse, where the filter is, that is disgusting. This is what we're breathing in on a daily basis. If there's ever a good advert for wearing a face mask whilst working in a dirty environment, I think this will be it. Let's whack this filter on, and then we can extract this mat, which has probably been completely dried by the time I finish faffing around putting this little filter back on. I'm gonna soak it again now because it's probably bone dry, especially in this heat. It's tremendously warm today. And there's an awful lot of flies in here, and I hope they don't keep flying in front of the screen or I'm going to go out of focus. So let's give it another saturation. We want it to get nice and clean. Not too mad. I wouldn't do this on the seats because you don't want it going in. I've already covered the do's and don'ts of car cleaning, and I made a video last week about the 30 detailing mistakes you should not make. Well, my top 30 anyway. Do go check it out. I will put a link in the description below where you can watch it after this video. So now let's get this sucked up and see what it looks like. The wet vac function was performing brilliantly, and I still couldn't believe the suction power for such a small tool. So there you go, this is where we're at so far. As you can see, it's not quite removed everything. It's done a good job. I would give it a good 6.5 out of 10. Not quite there yet, but there are some limitations, and I'll explain now why we can't get this to the level that we would want with just these tools. Because when we have, let me just grab my extractor for a moment. Now, when we're using an extractor, the whole procedure is carried out quite slowly. So as we're putting chemical, first of all, we spray chemical into the mat, but as we suck it up, as we're pulling it back towards us, we're actually pumping chemical down at exactly the same time. So we pull it back and we're pressing the trigger. So as it's coming out, it's hitting the fibers one more time and then getting sucked up. So it's not just, oh, we're going to soak it first and then suck it up without pressing the trigger. We're actually doing both. And by doing it, it's pumping it straight in and it's agitating it one last time, and it just helps bring the last remaining bits of dirt out of the fibres. In a perfect world, I'd even suggest on a day like today, you could get away with giving it a light pressure blast, because washing it out would speed up the process. I would say we're getting some pretty fair results, and I would just like to point out this mat is almost bone dry. I mean, honestly, I know it's a warm day in here, but that wet vac is very powerful, so it's doing a grand job. But there is still one more test we need to carry out, and that is using it as a blower. So right now what I'd like to do is clean out the inside, because as you saw before, it's quite dirty, and then we're going to try blowing it on a few surfaces. As a blower, this was another impressive win for the Parkside vac. Now, blowing dirt outside of the car can be messy, but in the long run it will save you time instead of sucking out all the dried dirt. And for a tool that can be used to dry your car, it does have its uses. There was plenty of power, as you'll notice in the footage it's working almost instantly. The only real concern I'd have is if you had to work on a taller car, as it may not quite reach. As for this blower, there are many different ways that you can use it. You can use it to finish off drying off the mats or the seats if you've made them slightly damp. Very handy in the winter, by the way. But for me, I think a key area where this could be beneficial is with my garage flooring. So we have these vented tiles. On the surface, it's quite dirty, but it's only when you turn it around and you look underneath do you see how bad it really is. So the dirt will go down the gaps, which is nice because it makes it always look like it's clean, but you still need to get some of that dirt out, and occasionally I go over with a vacuum cleaner. So that's one area where this could definitely come in handy. Another slight worry is if you were to drop it on the floor whilst it was on, because damage can occur, and if you made a mistake like I did with the vacuum bag earlier on and then switch it on, the blower could then blast all that dirt back out onto the car as you attempt to dry it. I think it's about time I give my honest opinion, because there's so many talking points from this baby wet vac. 12 litre capacity, not really massive, but then you've got to ask yourself, how much water do you intend to suck up in the first place? And if you did suck up that much, you would just empty it out straight away. We have a short power cord, very short in fact, 4 metres. Doesn't quite cut it for me, but they do make up for it with a 2-metre hose. So that's a strong point for them. But then we have to factor in the price. It's $27.99. It's a wet vac, a dry vac, and a blower all in one. It does all 3 things, which means that it's the way that I'm looking at it is, if I was to buy individually any of those devices, whether it's a blower or even something that can suck up water or even a dry vac on its own, where else could you get something if we split it into 3, which would be less than £10 each? I think it's tremendous value for money. I really do like it. The only huge question mark I've got right now is long-term durability. I have no idea how long that is going to last. The only plus thing that I can say about it is really they give you a 3-year warranty, so at least you're covered if you needed it. In terms of the wet vac itself, look, we didn't get amazing results, but we weren't trying to. We were just trying to make an improvement. It's not going to compete with a £400 carpet extractor, no way. But it will be able to get those seats and even the mats slightly cleaner. And even if you use it with a drill brush or any other brushes and chemicals, there's always ways around it. So if I was to score this baby wet vac out of 10, what would I give it? Honestly, I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. Now, if you love videos like this and you want to see more from the Parkside range, it was a couple of weeks ago I tested out their mini cordless polisher. To find out how I got on, you can go and watch this video right here.